What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Constance Carter. Nobody works harder. Nobody works smarter. Nobody works no, I'm just kidding. Hey, I am here today. I'm live, Real Talk Live, and I have a special guest. I'm super excited about talking to her. You guys want to talk about saving some money? So part of wealth building is being able to capture every single penny that you have, every amount of dollars that you have. And so my special guest, her name is FOLASADE. I ain't even going to try to pronounce her last name. She's going to tell us when she gets on here. But she's a Washington, D.C. native, and she's an accountant. She's an insurance broker, and she's a business growth strategist. She's helped entrepreneurs and small business owners save over $75 million in lost revenue, tax assessments, penalties, and interest over the last 12 months. That's just the last 12 months. Did you hear what I said? She's helped businesses save over $75 million in lost revenue, tax assessments, penalties, and interest over the last 12 months. So you know who I'm calling as soon as this broadcast is over, right? So this financial powerhouse, she partners with clients to identify financial challenges, to design optimal solutions, and oversees implementation of new systems that simplify financial processes for success. Again, you know who I'm calling after this broadcast. She's been featured in Thrive Global, Market Watch, All Business, and contributing writer for the Huffington Post. This lady is hella dope. She's hella dope. Now listen, like I said, part of the wealth process, the wealth building process is to be able to keep your cash, capture your cash, and streamline it so that you can reinvest it, so that you can make more money. So her name, Miss, you guys help me welcome. Her name is FOLASADE. And I ain't even gonna.
This album is dedicated.
She wanted to come out here.
Teachers that told me I never amount to nothing.
Hey, you like that?
The buildings that I was hustling for, that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter.
It's your song, FOLASADE.
Niggas in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby.
It was all a dream. Hey.
Something pepper and heavy tea up
What's up, lady? How you doing?
Oh my goodness, Constance, thank you so much for having me. Look, that's like one of the best intros I've ever had, love.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for being on. So listen, I was most interested because I have a business. I have several businesses. I have a real estate company. I have a loan company. I have what else do I do? I have a co-working building, a co-working space. We do all kinds of stuff. I have all kinds of stuff we have going on, and we're always looking at business growth, business strategy. We talk about that all the time with our team. So everything that you're doing, it absolutely resonates with what I need, because as we're growing, as we're scaling our business, we need to be more mindful of every single penny that we spend. And right now, with the shelter in place, I've been able to get a good amount of PPP money. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay that back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've been able to get an SBA loan, right? And that's, I have to pay that back because that's a loan. I've been able to get certain lines of credit with my business because I've established my business. I have, American Expresses. I have credit cards for my business. So I have great business credit, and I try not to use them unless I have to, but I know that I use them as leverage. But it's really important now, as we grow and scale our business, we're able to identify. So what are the things that you've done? Like, how do people lose money in business? What is that like?
You know what, Constance? People lose money in business every day, and at least 70% of them don't know that they're losing that money. And that's where I'm alarmed the most. But they're losing the money due to the fact, like you said, they're not tracking everything. And so they're not doing the bookkeeping properly. And without the bookkeeping, how could we see what's really happening? What's the story going on behind your business? So what's the average small business owner, when they start up, they say, I don't need an accountant right now. I don't need a bookkeeper. I'm just going to get my LLC and just get my EIN number and go from there. Not knowing The steps that they've taken needs to be tracked. The money that's spent needs to be tracked. And if you connect the two, which that's what I do, I connect the two, and it shows me exactly what you are or what you aren't doing and what you need to be doing in your business to get to the next point or to correct whatever mistakes or to make more money.
That's scary. So how are you able to reduce people from getting audited?
So automatically it comes from just being extremely knowledgeable and experienced with audit. So I know what the IRS electronic system looks for when your tax return is being submitted. So for example, one of the major red flags that a lot of entrepreneurs do because they fail to track their expenses via bookkeeping, their numbers have 0, 0, 0, 0. So they'll say my insurance was $7,500. My meals and entertainment, my meals was $500. My coaching fees, $9,000. Those zeros are a major red flag for the IRS because it shows that the numbers aren't accurate. How often could you get numerically a flat number?
Right.
Very simple.
Right. Wow. So that's one thing, you guys. So if y'all out there doing TurboTax, make sure you're not putting $200 for your food and $5,000 for your mileage. Do $5,198.26 to avoid the I, the aura, and the S, y'all. So what are some other things that people should look at when they're looking at, trying to grow their business? Because that's the main thing. So the people that you're talking to, you're talking to people who are trying to get into business, people who are trying to build their business, people trying to grow and scale their business. So what are some things? So say on the, one of the things you said that was great is that a lot of people, and I was one of those people, is I felt like I didn't need a bookkeeper when I first started. I got an old spreadsheet. I'm tracking everything myself. But then as you grow, that becomes overwhelming. So what should they be? At what point should they get a bookkeeper? Because what if they simply just cannot afford it?
Oh, well, one, there's a difference between them having a bookkeeper and doing bookkeeping. Regardless if they can afford a Constance, they still need bookkeeping, So they may have to do it themselves, if that's not the case. But honestly, you want to hire a bookkeeper when you start to realize that you are wasting money in time. So your time is being consumed regularly trying to manage the finances and you're losing money, or you can't gain control, or you don't have certain disciplines or habits, or you're afraid of math. So in those different arenas is when you need to go and hire an accountant. But we all know what our strengths and weaknesses are. And at that point, once you identify that math or accounting is your weakness and you do have the money, hire someone. Now, if you don't have the money and math is still one of your weaknesses, you're just going to have to suck it up and just try to do it. But you need to have your bookkeeping regardless.
So what should they do? So how do they manage it themselves?
Okay, so then that's when they will have to maybe pay for a one-on-one training session with someone like myself, or purchase my courses that I've created for them to manage it, or just Google their life away, or go to YouTube and try to, use the QuickBooks training videos on there, and then apply into basically go to school, self-teach. They have to self-teach themselves, basically.
Okay. I call it GTS, Google that shit. So they can learn to Google it themselves. But the bottom line is they have to do it. So what software are you talking about? QuickBooks, or would a spreadsheet work?
I don't recommend a spreadsheet, Constance. Even in the first month, I don't recommend it. The reason why is because we want that data from year one, month one in your QuickBooks so I can read it. So prime example, all of the clients that I onboarded this year for bookkeeping that didn't have bookkeeping last year, I don't have enough data to give them about their products. I don't have enough data to give them about their spending patterns because I don't have the data, prior year data to review against. So the fact that you don't have that prior years before, it hurts me and them because we don't see what worked. So Constance, if I asked you last year, without you having your bookkeeping, what worked, you may not know that product XYZ made the most money and it made this amount and you made it during this period, and you were able to now do Facebook ads for that period for that product, right? without the bookkeeping. You would never be able to do that.
Mm. So Michelle McBride said, how much should you be paying monthly for QuickBooks? What's too much?
Is it so QuickBooks or for the software? So with QuickBooks, just pay whatever the fee is, try to get a discount. They are the dominators out there. So it's really nothing that you can do in terms of the QuickBooks fee itself. Now the bookkeeping, but the bookkeeping service itself, you want to value that based around what that individual accountant can offer you. So for example, the bookkeeping is an added bonus to my services. So you're going to always get the bookkeeping behind the scene. But my strength is business building. I can take you from $0 and help you make 100,000 if you do the work in 6 months to 12 months, if you do the work.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay, so with the bookkeeping, I would then say, okay, you know, what are your strengths? What are your weakness? Get all of your numbers, you know, look at research your business, see what you're doing. That's doing my onboarding for a client. And then I go right into what they don't have. Boom, 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 boom. You don't have a website? Get this. You don't have this? You need this. Here's this resource. Do this. Boom, 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 boom. Next step. All right, next month meeting. Did you do XYZ? Oh, man, you did it. You stopped me now because I needed that done so we can put this on the website so you can launch this. So I use the accounting as my blueprint to know what to do right and what didn't do right, what didn't go right, and what not to do.
So the accounting part or having the bookkeeping is important because you can know what your projections are. You know where to spend money. You know where to take money away from. You know exactly what it is that you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And so as far as your other services though, because you mentioned your other services, which I didn't realize you had other services. So you said it's business building. What tell us about that? So that's the coaching that you do. Is it a 12-month coaching? Is it a group coaching? What is that?
It's accounting. So I made my accounting services inclusive of the coaching. So what I realized, most of these businesses, Constance, they come up have never done business. They don't know how to build a business or don't know how to manage it or operate it. So depending on where you come in, so if you're an online entrepreneur, I know I have to build your business acumen. I have to teach you the basics of business, how to build your sales pipeline, how to acquire clients, how to do certain things to make money. But I also have my corporate clients that don't need any coaching at all. But most of my clients are like startups between year 0 and 5, or if they're at 10, if they've been in business for 10 years but don't make 6 figures, I coach them. So if you're not at 6 figures, I have to coach you.
Right. So there's people who've been in business for 10 years that aren't 6 figures?
That aren't at 6 figures. They are now because they've been with me.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay, so you're taking businesses and you're saying, here's the blueprint, here's the roadmap. You do X, Y, and Z, and I will take your business from 0, guaranteed to $100,000 in what period of time?
1 year.
Within 1 year.
So it's guaranteed off the backs of their labor. If you're hungry, you're going to call me the next day saying, FOLASADE, I did all the work. Constance, I honestly have never had a client do that yet. I have one client that is getting her stuff done quick, and she's already made 6 figures with me. In 1 year, I've doubled her revenue.
Wow.
She does the work. She said she did in my interview live. She said she does about 85% of what I asked her to do. So she just did 100% of what I asked her to do. She wouldn't have made what she made 2019. She would have made way more than that.
Wow.
So it just depends on, you know, what they want to do, Constance. We cannot force them to drink the water when we take them, you know, to the sea. So
yeah. So you guys, I see your comments. Thank you guys for your interaction. I'm talking to FOLASADE. Tell me your last name is FOLASADE. So what's your last name?
Yes, Ayegbusi.
One more time.
Ayegbusi.
Ayegbusi. FOLASADE Ayegbusi from Washington, D.C. And she likes Biggie Small. She likes It Was All a Dream, but she is getting us together on this accounting. I see some people in here know you. I think Miss Giselle knows you. These are all people who have been at the Power Networking Conference. And the funny thing is, I talked to Miss FOLASADE Ayegbusi, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I talked to Miss Abuse before we got on in the green room, and I didn't realize that we had both been at the same conferences at the same time in the same place. And we have done some of the same things. So we've been around the same circles, which is super cool. Michelle McBride, I met Michelle McBride at the Power Networking Conference. Giselle Bonds was at the Power Networking. If you guys have not been to the Power Networking Conference, you guys need to be at the Power Networking Conference. She said, can somebody text her name in the chat box? Can you put your name in the chat box for
Okay.
FOLASADE?
I don't think it will allow me to. I can do it in a private chat, but it won't let me do it in the public one.
Okay. Okay. But she is getting people together. And listen, the core of your business is your money. That is the core of your business. You are in business to make money. You're not in business to lose money. But also, what's important is that you are not. You don't get out of it. You know, the worst thing in the world, I got audited in 2004, 2005, and it's because I did my own taxes on TurboTax. When I got into real estate in 2002, well, really 2003 was my first year, did my own taxes, TurboTax, 2004, 2005, ended up owing $50,000, $26,000 year, and 20 something, $25,000 for the next year. So it's over $50,000 that I owed for 2004. And this is the money that was brought. This is what they brought down. They had me at like $75,000 owed. And this is my second year in business, really, because my first year in business was really 2003. So 2004, 2005. It was, I never, ever want to get audited ever again. It is not what you want, baby. It is not what you want. And so you need to have an expert on your side that's going to give you what you need to keep you out of trouble. Now, if I were to get audited today, I have accountants that will go to the IRS on my behalf. It was me, 27 years old, don't know nothing, and I was just exposed. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep your money. So let me ask you. Okay, good. Thank you. India posted your name in there. FOLASADE, the accountant. That's your IG. She got your IG and she has your Facebook. So make sure you guys are sharing this information. So all you guys who are trying to get into business, she'll get you together. So as far as getting the coaching, because I know you said that you do the coaching. What are some of the things that you find difficult or challenging when you have certain people that you're trying to coach? So if somebody comes to you, what do you not want them to do?
What do I not want them to do?
Or what is your non-ideal client?
When they have money problems, like money barriers. So for example, I just had to let go of a client and completely say, I don't want to take you back because my services fee is a certain amount every month. And my team already accommodated her and split the payments, one. And so it was like, we had the meeting, I onboarded you, you didn't do the work, red flag. Now you're calling the office asking for a refund for half of your payment, but I'm doing my part. So what I realized is that if a person is on their last dime, I don't want to be the one they put the hope in, because the hope has to be in them.
Yeah.
And run from those. Or if they don't have their mindset at least confident enough in themselves, it's challenging, Constance, to break them. It took me one client a year to break her, and she now was just featured in the New York Times.
All right.
But it took me 1 year. If I would have been able to break her after the first day, which is during my first month, like I want to, she would have already had the most powerful veteran organization out here. She will be major. So we have to put another maybe year in because of that lag. So that has just been the toughest when they come to me when they've been taking advantage from other areas and they're coming looking for their last hope. I don't want to be that. That's the clients that I kind of turn away. It never works out well. Or a client that think they read more accounting books than me or have Googled more. Red flag, because you're going to be combative. You're never going to understand my perspective. You're going to stay trying to throw the law and the code at me when you're not even pulling the right code or the right law. So it's just, I've seen it all behind the scenes in my area, and it's tough.
Do you work with people all over the country, all over the world? Like, what's the area of the people that you work with?
Primarily in the United States. So I have clients in almost all 50 states.
Wow. So tell me, for the startup person, what are 3 things that they need to be looking out for in their business?
What are 3 things that they need to be looking out in terms of to protect their money, or what they need to do
business growth, to grow their business?
Okay. So the first thing they need to know their capacity. How many clients could you take? What if it's 30 days right now, what is the maximum amount of money you can make? Most people do not know their capacity level. And so that's the first thing we do. Figure out, where are you in terms of capacity? Once you know your capacity level, then you can now start implementing different processes, team members, VAs, policies, procedures, terms and conditions, all to be able to maximize your capacity. With a limited amount of capacity, your income is stuck at that amount. So if your capacity is to take 10 clients, and your coaching package is $2,000, that's $20,000 a month. That's all you're capped at. It's my goal now to increase your capacity. So I do that by seeing if you have systems and processes. I do that to see whatever else you're doing in your household that you're not supposed to be doing, like cooking and cleaning and everything else. I look at your lifestyle at home and say, oh, you know what? You need to pray with your husband. Y'all need to have sex. You need to do something, girl, because it's not showing up on the front end. No, Constance, all of that matters. If the client isn't happy in their household, it shows in the numbers.
Interesting.
It shows in the numbers because revenue was down. You've lost clients. You've gotten bad reviews. You've overspent. You've probably transferred more money over to your savings. It shows.
Wow.
It shows.
So number one is capacity.
Capacity. Okay, so once we know the capacity, we now need to know whether or not you are charging enough and your cost. Okay, so I do all of this simultaneously to get the first set of goals. So some coaches jump out there and be like, oh, your revenue goes 5,000. No, I have to first know, what's your break-even numbers? What is your personal expenses? What is your business expenses? Then we come up with that goal and we connect the dots between the capacity and then also now saying, okay, alrighty. So we know that your capacity levels here, we can reduce that. What's your break even? What is the amount of clients that we can handle? Once we know what your break even is, I need to now set your cost. What is your margins on each one of your products, each one of your services? And then I started looking at their profits at that point. So basically I could see. So one of my new clients, the one that I just let go and I don't want to work with in the future, I'm sorry, but her goal was to make 50,000. When I did the numbers, she can only make about $10,000. And she will have to sell 8,629 products to make $50,000.
That's because she was priced too low?
Yes, the margins was 50 cents per unit.
Well, I mean, what were they? Like, if they were toys that she could send out in mass production, then that's one thing, but
not when your margins are 13%.
Wow.
Not when your margins are 13%.
So capacity is number one. Number two is what?
Cost.
Number. So the COGS.
Cost assessment. So I call it cost analysis.
So it's not so like on a P&L is your COGS, right? So that's not the same thing.
Oh, that's your cost of goods sold. That's your cost of goods sold. No,
that's
I said cost.
Okay.
No, COST, cost analysis.
Right. Okay. Oh, India Miss Love said, oh, I love her. I want somebody to get in on me in my personal and business life. Read me. # read me, LOL. How many people want Miss FOLASADE to read them?
All the privacy.
How many of y'all want her to read y'all? I'm a little nervous now. At first I was like, we gotta talk after this, but now I'm like scared. I'm like, oh shoot. She's gonna read me. She's gonna read me my rights, and it might not be a good thing. And I think that's probably one of the hardest thing when you're dealing with accountants and things like that is like a lot of people are embarrassed. They don't want people to know what they're doing or what they're not doing. They don't want people to know what's really going on. Everybody likes to floss. Everybody likes to go out here and act like they living big, and you know the real. Like, I see you flossing on Facebook and on social media, but I know what's really in your bank account. I know you bounced
Constance,
that
that's why
check
I got
last
some
week.
3 friends, Constance. That's why I only have 3 friends, Constance, because it just not. And my mentor said in Power to Bank CPA, he said, Sade, don't ever be concerned if you don't have a lot of friends. Us accountants, we have to be brutally honest, Sade. We have to tell people the truth, and there's no way to sugarcoat things in our industry. But so when he said that to me, and then I looked at how I have to always have that fine line between everybody, I realized that's solo dolo, Constance. And it's bad because I can read it through the way people even post on social media. I even know how you're not supposed to sell desperate. I can see even my colleagues when you guys are desperate for sales. The tone is different. And then you can see because they just had a random sale. It's not a full campaign. I'm an accountant for sure, so I look at all of those things. So when you guys just post your little random stuff and it's not part of the seeding of your full marketing campaign.
What you know about that? You know, when they hard up for money, they just throw these campaigns together to try to sell something so they can make a little extra money. Wow. You reading all that?
All of it.
Why you ain't got no Sade?
I know. It's okay. As long as I change the world, I don't care if they don't like me, you're going to respect me regardless.
And respect your hustle and your business.
That's
so
it.
We have capacity, we have cost of goods. What's our third one?
Okay, so after I do the capacity test, the cost of goods, I also see like your spending patterns in your personal life. Because see, what we don't understand is that what we do in our personal life impacts how we handle our business life. So if you're disorganized, you're not structured, you don't do to-do lists, you don't do checks, you don't do checklists and stuff like that, then you're not going to manage your business effectively. So I know with this particular client, I'm not going to get paperwork from them on time. They're not going to have processes and systems in place. They're going to just be hiring people just to hire without job descriptions and systems. So automatically,
you do all this? So you do a business audit for them?
Well, that's like, okay, so that's my onboarding. I do all of that during my onboarding. Like I can, so, and that's throughout the whole year. So for example, some of my clients now, we're working on PPP stuff behind the scene, and we're doing loan applications for them. One of my clients, my model client, she is growing exponentially. We are positioning her to buy her a building now, so she can now put her salon in there, rent them out, and do a lot more other things. So we're leveraging her. So I took her from a stylist to bossed up, and in not even a year. So it just depends on basically what they do. So after I do the well, and then I have to also do mindset. It's the next thing, mindset. I have to build their confidence. Most business owners, they're worried about the competition. They're worried about the fact that they don't have enough money. They're stressed. Their husbands and wives don't support them. They don't know what they're doing. They just have this passion. So I also have to build their mindset and their confidence. So I have to be like, girl, you the ish. You got the best stuff on the block. Like, don't ask my clients. You the best. And
Hercules.
Yes, but it's also me believing in their capabilities. Most of them don't ever really, but so I also have to boost their confidence because this stuff is not for the faint at heart. People are gonna be spit on, spat on, and stomped on, and I have to prepare them for that. So I give them that tough love.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I know for sure for business owners, she said, so she's like, you're a better business friend. She's like,
that's what I call it, your biz best. Yep.
Biz bestie. With a lot of people that are starting businesses, like what is something like what does a service like this cost? Because it seems like it can be pretty costly to start off. You have different packages?
Yes, so I have my bookkeeping for startups, and then I have my second tier, which is for more seasoned, and my third tier. But the cost is more about, it's not that expensive, honestly. They're paying coaches way more than me, and I'm not even going to put my fee out there, Constance. But based on what they're paying coaches out there, my fee is chump change to
What they paying coaches?
like $1,000 a month, $800 a month, $1,500. Some people. $500 a month. So, but it just depends, honestly, on the complexity of your company and how many accounts and how much paperwork my team and I will have to handle. Also, what else do you need from us? So, like some of our clients, we have to create budgets for them to apply for funding. Some of our clients.
Oh wait, so you helping people with the PPP? You helping people with PPP?
Oh, all of our clients, yes, all of our clients.
But are you helping them to not have to pay the PPP back?
Oh, yes, all of our clients, yes.
Yes. Right on.
Yes.
Okay. So, so tell me about your first package. You don't want to tell me the prices, but tell me about the first package and how that works.
So the first package is my tier 1 is bookkeeping for startups, and that's basically us doing the bookkeeping behind the scenes. But I don't focus on the numbers with them because they're not making enough money to focus on the numbers. I don't want them to get caught up in the numbers. I want them to build the business at that point. So my tier 1 clients, we focus on building their business. So if they don't have systems and processes, I go ahead and force them to start doing that. If they don't know how to sell, I coach and teach them how to sell. If they don't know how to close on their live streams, I teach them how to do that. Whatever, and it's so unique because I have to spin it per client. So some clients will come to me already with a beautiful website, social media, then paid this coach, everything, but they spent $50,000 and haven't made any money. So the first thing
where are they getting this money from?
Yes. But because they're using a 9 to 5, these people are going bankrupt, Constance. And so this is another reason I'm so passionate about it. They're going broke. A lot of people are pulling out money from their retirements. They're using a 9 to 5 money to invest in coaches and stuff. So they have the money. It's just that they don't have that extra push to do whatever work, or not getting the direct knowledge, that information and resource that they need for their business. So, and I think that's where the problem is.
India said coaches getting paid way more than $1,000.
Yes.
I charge way more than $1,000 for coaching. So yeah, you're right about that. That's great. So tier 1 is you just getting them together. You helping them.
I get them together. So I do their bookkeeping, and I build their mindset. I build their business acumen. I make them bosses of their life, themselves, and who they are as humans. And so I'm tough. I make them start doing to-do lists and checklists, like whatever, because all of that impacts their money. When you're not organized, your schedule's not outlined, how are you going to make sure you have enough time in between to do this or run this, or how are you going to manage? You're just building unnecessary chaos. So I break them and build them to be the best business person. Okay. That's tier 1. And depending on if they're already making good money. So if you've come to me at 50,000, so that was the person that's not making any money. If you come to me already making 50,000, still same mindset issue. Most people that make 50,000, they got stuck there. They did it, hustle, and then I either got plateaued with the amount of clients. They got comfortable. Oh, I don't need to do anymore. I don't need any more clients. I'm comfortable. So I have to break that comfort. I have to make them no longer complacent. And then also figure out additional revenue streams that they can bring in that doesn't require their hands. Also help them incorporate additional revenue streams, build new products, services.
Y'all hear that? I know she's hitting on one of them. I know you guys out there. I know she's hitting on something that you need. So this is dope. All right, Sade, let's. So that's tier 2. Okay, what else you got?
No, so that's still tier kind of 1.
That's still tier 1. We got tier 2. She doing all that on tier 1. Wow.
Yes. So tier 2 is still
but tier 1 is 0 to 50,000. That's from 0
to 100. It's just that it's a different mindset or a different approach I have to take depending on their income level.
Okay. All right.
So tier 2 depends again on the complexity of their bookkeeping. So a company can be in tier 2 is because they're trying to do that profit first method. So they have so many accounts, but they're still not making money. But it's just complex bookkeeping.
Profit First is a great book, by the way.
Yeah, it is. but it requires more accounting, much more complex accounting. So their fees are higher. So they will automatically be in like a tier 2. But my tier 2 client at least makes $100,000 or more. And they have at least 3 to 4, not 3 to 4, from 4 to 6 accounts, like bank accounts, PayPal, credit cards and everything. And they're trying to scale and grow. So at this time, capacity is the issue. I have to force them to hire, teach them how to sell, just make sure that they have all of the pieces. Like, for example, what I'm noticing, people are creating templates per service. And so let's say you want to hire me, Constance. I got to go and create a whole new proposal for you. Oh no, that's supposed to be templated. So I teach them how to build out their business like a big business, and streamline things and start to build their life a little bit, because then they have a little extra money to travel a little more or work from home. And so I start to get them to live a little bit too at that level.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, so what's tier 3?
Tier 3, you mostly a millionaire, make $500,000 or more. So my clients at that point level make about 4 or 5 million. They don't need coaching. What they need more so is my strategy, tax savings. The coaching that they do need is because some of them are not balanced. So they're working too much, or they're not spending time with the family. Like, I have to force them to be extraordinary and take risk and do their bookkeeping and relieve them of that stuff and still get them organized and stuff. So that role is a bit different. I'm more so of not their subordinate. I'm like their trusted advisor at that
like
point.
Their CFO.
Yeah, I'm like more their CFO. So they're oh, this is what we're planning to do. What do you think about this? Now I'll do the calculations and the numbers and say, oh, that's a good idea. Or they'll tell me, come sit in the meeting or look at this proposal. Or does the number sound right? Should I invest in this? Oh, I want to take $1 million and give my mom, or I want to give my sister $160,000. How do I do it? Things like that. Different problems. Different problems.
Right. So that's tier 3. That's for your ballers, your millionaires. Those are the people who are operating at a high level. So what if your people who are just making $0 to $50,000 or $0 to $100,000? What if they don't want your coaching? What if they just want the bookkeeping and the accounting services? Do you allow?
Well, fine, that's fine, but you still have to meet with me every month. So even if I don't coach you, I still have to talk with you every month about your numbers or what's going on in the business. What I found is that when clients go MIA, things are not in a positive light. They never go MIA when they're balling out of control and making good money and things are amazing. No, they want me to know those things. Most people go MIA when it's not going right. So I still require, and I actually implemented our policy. After missing 3 meetings of mine, I have to let you go unless you're already at that level, making 500,000 or more. But if you're telling me you want to make 6 figures and you're missing all of my meetings, you're not serious about 6 figures, because my clients that are multi-millionaires, they don't miss a meeting.
Right. So do you have any a la carte services?
Yeah, we can do it, but it's very expensive because my hourly rate actually went up to 500 on January. I'm still preparing my mindset, Constance, to accept that. So I'm still just charging 300. So you would just it wouldn't even be cost effective for them to try to get me to do a consult with them. 3 hours of my time is $1,200, where you could have just did bookkeeping. I could have did your bookkeeping. You got an hour of my time and everything for way less than that.
Okay. So you think that people should do bookkeeping once a month? They should meet with a bookkeeper once a month when they have their own businesses?
Yes, but each accountant have their own thing. So I can't really put that pressure on other accountants to meet with their clients every month. But you at least need to look at your numbers every month, or at least have an idea of what's going on with your business at a minimum on a monthly basis. Yes.
Okay. So you guys, if you guys have gotten any PPP funds, or if you need a bookkeeper, she suggests that you get a bookkeeper at the very beginning of your businesses, even at the very beginning. If you need coaching, if you need to learn how to, up level to scale your businesses, Miss Sade is the one to do it. Correct?
Yep.
All right.
And so I honestly believe
You honestly believe what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I honestly believe I actually prepare them better to get coached, because what's happening, a lot of coaches are being blackballed because they're taking on people that wasn't already prepared to be coached with them. And so, but what we don't understand is that that's that business acumen that they're missing. So if they already had a few screws in place, plates in place, right, before they come and coach with you, you can do more, and they'll probably see the benefit that they were able to obtain from you and execute effectively on what you want from them once they work with someone like what I do, because I would have gotten the basics of business set up for them from the beginning. So the coach will be looking like, oh, I need to not work with these type of people because they're not ready. What's happening is that they came to you too early. They should have just went one step first, got the basics, the foundation, and then go and get that coach to spark up everything else from there.
So let me ask you, Sade, how did they get it? How did they contact you for your services?
Okay, so they can go to bit.ly/FOLASADE, FOLASADE, leads with the capital LEADS, leads, FOLASADE leads.
Okay, so they can go there if they want. Will you do like a business assessment for them? You'll do a business assessment. You'll tell them what they need, which program, which tier that they should go into. Is that how it works?
No, so I wouldn't do a business assessment, simply because of risk, and the fact that the liability. I cannot even give them that type of advice. And then also what I found is from selling, I cannot give nobody no juice. They try to, what I realized, most people think that this is what she offered. This is what I'm going to get. So they miss out on the big package because they thought that they got something during that initial consult. So now I revamped my whole sales process to the point where most people, I don't have to do not to sound cocky in a sense, but where we are now, we don't have to do assessments to acquire clients. They already know that they're interested in our services. And I just explained to them what we could do, my expertise, my experience. They probably already Googled me, and then they just make a decision. But I don't give no advice. I don't do any of that. Now, I do have a lot of free resources that they can utilize, but not a business assessment. Because mines go deep in a sense of you can make money. I did one, I created a side hustle package. So I gave my hourly rate half off at one of my girlfriend's events. And all of them leveled up their business automatically. If you check the Google, you'll see the reviews. One girl off my $197 she paid me made $4,000 off the idea I gave her. So I don't do those assessments if it's not a paid service. I apologize.
Okay, got it. So James Moore said, so do you need a bookkeeper and a CPA?
They're totally two different things. So I think that's where the confusion come from. So a CPA could do your bookkeeping. A CPA could do your taxes. Your CPA
could be way more expensive if a CPA does your bookkeeping.
They're way more expensive, and most of them don't even do bookkeeping. Let's really be honest, okay? Some of them don't like to do bookkeeping. Some of them don't even like to do taxes, honestly. But a bookkeeper is, well, first of all, do not get confused for what I do to think that's what accountants do. I'm a business growth strategist, so I connected the dots. So let's first differentiate that part. But the bookkeeper is just going to give you the numbers. They're not going to necessarily see what the CPA knows about the impact of the cost of goods sold and the analytical part of it. So you still would need an accountant, regardless if they're a CPA. So there's a bookkeeper, there's an accountant, and there's a CPA. So the difference is the accountant is just like the CPA, that's very broad, no business, all of that stuff. But they just don't have the CPA. That's the only, they didn't take the exam or they didn't pass it yet.
Okay.
But the bookkeeper don't have the analytical skills, may not have taken the education requirements as an accountant or CPA. So they have their certifications in bookkeeper. So it's basically basic level, just the transactions. So you would still need an accountant, not necessarily a CPA, to still analyze your data that your bookkeeper give you.
Okay. Awesome. So let me ask you, okay, so we don't have any more questions. So they can contact you because I want to make sure that I'm putting you guys up on game. And I want to make sure that you have all the information that you need as you are starting your business, as you are growing your business, as you are scaling your business. You need to have a team of people that's going to streamline this work for you, because the worst thing that could happen is you could get audited by 3 people: the I, the aura, and the S. And those, you do not want to play with them. So get somebody on your team who can make sure that you have your stuff together, so you don't have to worry about anything like that happening. She's helped people. She's helped people find over $75 million in the last 12 months in their finances. So if you could use a little bit of extra change, and you could take that money and you could grow your business, you can invest it back into your business, then I mean that's everything right there. I mean, without even getting anything else, help me find some of my money. Help me find my money, mate. You know what I mean? So you guys reach out to Miss Sade, FOLASADE, because she can help you up level your business. You know, I'm not putting nobody on my broadcast that cannot help you in that way. So thank you so much. You have any last words before we get off here, Miss Lady?
No, I just want to just tell the audience that, accounting is the language of business. If you don't do your accounting, you're not operating a business. And if you really want to leverage, like the big boys, they use their accounting to leverage. They use their accounting to get loans and to get investors and to build amazing products and services and to save money and know when to hire and just know when they can pull out all of the money they done saved and built. Like, the accounting is the stuff. Like, don't you want to see your money growing and all of your hard work come together? Without the accounting, it's no way to see that year 1 I made it 50,000, year 2 I made $250,000, year 3 it's you feel it in your bank account, but seeing it on paper and seeing it grow, yeah, it's priceless, Constant. So I just wish that more African American businesses just use their accounting to leverage, grow, and scale their businesses.
I love it. That was some good stuff. Good stuff, you guys. Stop being cheap. Stop being cheap. Up level your business. Get some accounting, get some bookkeeping, and get your money right. All right. Giselle says, speak the language of business. Enough said, yes, ma'am. They are loving you. They're loving you. So listen, Miss Sade, Miss FOLASADE, I appreciate you being on today. I learned so much. So thank you so much for being on this platform and showing my friends, my family, what they need to do to up level and scale their business. So, and I hope that you guys take advantage of the opportunity. Do you have any specials going on right now, or anything that you can offer?
Well, I could offer maybe take off something for my hourly rate and do maybe a session like that business assessment, so they can know exactly. So I called it from my girlfriend's event, the side hustle. So I'll give that package back out, but I won't have it at my full hourly rate. So I'll do it for $197.
Woo!
I'll
James,
do it for
James, listen.
$197. I'll do it for $197. This is it. And so if they go to Google, they'll see a few people's like, oh my gosh, I made money off of it. Like, I don't hold balls in that 1 hour. I go, so to get them
James, you better
going.
call her. James said,
Yeah.
stop talking about me, Constance Carter. Call Miss Sade. Okay? While you're out there playing, trying to be cheap. Zell, you too. Go on and call her. All right? All right, lady. Thank you again so
No,
much
thank
for
you for having
joining me
me.
today. This was awesome. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Take
Yep.
care and God bless y'all. Peace. I should put that biggie back on, huh?